So it's -1 degree and the customer calls saying they have more than 70 lights not working. So let's fix it. They recently got some fiber put down, so there's probably a cable that has been hit. This here's the old junction box and the RCD keeps tripping. So let's get inside and fix the problem. Yesterday my coworker was out here seeing if he could make a quick fix, and sadly he could not. This here's the cable that he found out was the faulty one, and I tried to measure it, and yeah, that's definitely not a good cable. Okay, so let's fix the problem. This here's a map of where I am, and the yellow circle here is where the circuit breaker is located. All the red lines are where I can see the cables running underground to each building. I've no idea how these cables are connected to each other, so let's find out. And what other to do than just go up to the closest lamp and just remove all 3 cables from each other. I mean, it's not the most accessible lights, but it's alright. So after splitting the first 3 cables from each other, we still have, failed test. So the light closest to me doesn't work, so there's nothing more to do than just go over and pick a random light. I chose this one because it was close to the circuit breaker, and when I tried to measure it, it was a perfect result. Now this confused me a lot, but I could measure that the cable running to the right was the faulty one and the cable from the left worked fine. So I'm just gonna draw it in on the map so you can see what I mean. This is the light I just disassembled, and on the left we had a good result, and on the right a bad result. So the green line here is how I think the cable are then running between the buildings. And that means up here on the right side is the next light I wanted to disassemble. I mean, just a little behind the scenes, this is actually how I'm walking around with the ladder and putting it up against the building. It's definitely not an ideal ladder for this because it's a little bit too tall. And after splitting the cables, we then had a failed cable coming from the right. Okay, so the right cable didn't work and the left cable worked this time. This shows me the cable is probably turning left and also powering this building over here. Meaning the next light I want to disassemble is over here. And to quick up this video, the cable from the right worked and the cable from the left did not work. Now the priority today was to get as much light working. Therefore I quickly changed my task to see how much I could actually power on. And after going a little bit back and forward and splitting this light right here, I was actually able to get almost all of the buildings to light up once again. From more than 70 lights, now only 7 were not working. And this also showed me that we had a faulty cable right here. So now it's time to locate where we have the faulty cable, but due to all of these lights all being in a very poor condition already, and with the measurements of the cable still being incredibly bad, we're having a little bit of a conversation with the customer about fixing all of it in one massive go. That being said, we're gonna return soon to fix that final few lights that are not working currently.